everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. So this video, some people may find it useful, some may not, so if you don't, I'm very sorry. But I'm kind of going to do a basics of makeup. Now one of my friends gave me this idea because she doesn't wear makeup tons, and the other day she was kind of experimenting with it and she came to me and was like, is this any good? And I was like, yeah, and it kind of inspired like to do a basic video on makeup for people who maybe don't know as much about makeup and who want to like get started. I just want to give some disclaimers. First off, I'm not a professional makeup artist. I just do my makeup kind of how I feel I want to, and once you like do your makeup quite a bit, it's like practice makes perfect. You find out what suits your face, and like, because everyone has different shaped faces, everyone has different eyebrows, everyone has like different lid spaces, eye shapes, you know, and it's kind of like different things suit different people. So what I'm saying in this video suits me as a person and my face. It's kind of tailored for my face, and obviously I can't sit here and do like different makeups tailored to everyone's face because that would take me years. Even if you do wear makeup like every single day, you can still watch this video and get tips from it, you know. Maybe you'll learn something new, or maybe you can give me tips as well because I am not a professional. So I always start off with my eyebrows. I'm not really sure. I think it's because I like to do my eyeshadow before my foundation because of fallout and stuff, because if any eyeshadow like powder comes down here then I can wipe it off without wiping the makeup off. And I have to have my eyebrows done when I have my eyeshadow done to kind of help me map it out. And there's lots of different products you can use for eyebrows. I love using an eyebrow pomade at the moment, but I've kind of gone through phases. Sometimes I love gels, sometimes I love shadows, sometimes I love pencils. It kind of just depends, but at the moment I'm liking pomades because pomades, once they're kind of set down, they don't allow your eyebrows to move, so like my eyebrows won't be going like all over the place in the day. For this I always use an angled brush, a really thin one. This is like the one I use for my eyebrows, and I literally washed it and it's like just it's stained. And I recommend with eyebrows to go for a shade lighter than what you think, and obviously it's hard for me because like
I'm not going to do my eyebrows pink.
So I used the shade Ash Blonde, which is kind of like a cool tone blonde. Yeah, this was the best shade for me when I was blonde, and yeah, my eyebrows are quite dark, but I like to fill them in lighter. Yeah, that's just like personal preference, and I don't like do tons because like I said, I'm not the best at makeup, and eyebrows is one thing I'm terrible at. Filling in the gaps and adding some extra shape and definition to it. I'm not like, you know, doing anything next level. So as you can see I use, oh my god, I just dropped it. You can see I use this quite a lot, like there's barely any left. I need to order another one. So literally I just get some product, and the first thing that I do when I do eyebrows is I go like a line on the underneath of the eyebrow to kind of map out the underneath line of the eyebrow. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know if you can see what I've done, but I've kind of just gone along there. I like to start off by doing that. I don't know, I find it easier to like outline the shape I want to create with my eyebrows, and then to kind of go in and fill in any bits that need filling in. So once I've got that line done, and I've pretty much like, practice makes perfect, so I pretty much know like now how to do it in kind of one stroke. And now I'll just go in at the top and do the exact same thing. And I always find the top one a lot hotter, I won't lie. There you go. As you can see, like this is the problem with my eyebrows. Like you can see like where the actual hairs are and where like I fill it in. So I always go in a little bit more and kind of add some more product there. Your eyebrows always look crazy, and I always think your makeup looks mental until you literally finish it and put on your lipstick. That's what I always think. So for like the front bit, the way I like to do it is to kind of have it a bit faded. So I'll just go in with like the excess product, and I'll kind of finish off those lines that I started like really subtly, and I'll just kind of like turn my brush the other way so it's more like horizontal and brush the product through like that. And then I just like to get my finger and kind of disperse it a little bit more so it's not too harsh. Yeah, so that's kind of how I like to do it, and then as you can see the difference is absolutely insane. Like when I first started makeup, I didn't really fill my eyebrows in because I didn't know how, and obviously I'm not a pro. Like I've said, you know, I'm not a pro at makeup, but you know, it's not about being a pro, it's just about doing things that make you feel more confident. And I'm just going to do the same on the other side. And one important thing to note is eyebrows are sisters, not twins, and you're not going to get them identical unless you're like a wizard. You aren't going to get them identical. I never get them identical. I always think like what I said earlier, you may be thinking they look terrible, but other people won't notice. Other people don't look and like to criticise. Honestly, with me, like, I don't try to worry myself too much about getting the exact same like shape, because I know that like I'll stress myself out and I won't get the exact same shape. Like, it isn't physically impossible. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. I know they look crazy. They look really dark compared to how I normally do them. And that some people do like to go and kind of carve them out with concealer, but I never bother doing this. It's me being lazy. Like, I don't have the effort to carve them out every single day. Right, next I do my eyeshadow. So the reason I like to do my eyeshadow, like I said before, is because some shadows, they have like fallout under the eye, and obviously if you do your foundation up perfect and then you like have fallout everywhere, it's gonna like mess it all up. And as well, I like to make sure my shadow's all blended, and then I'll go in and like kind of cut it so it looks more straight. I don't know how to explain it. It kind of makes the eyeshadow a little more put together and less messy, because sometimes I can be blending and I'll literally like blend out to here. So I'm just going to go in and I just use a concealer to put down as a bit of a primer. And it's good to put something down, because first off, some people like obviously have quite like veiny eyelids, and I'm one of these people, won't lie. And it's nice to have kind of a clean canvas to do the eyeshadow on, and it helps it stick better. Whenever you've got like a slightly tacky surface, like the eyeshadow sticks better. And obviously all eyeshadows are different, but the majority, this makes them work better. As you can see, like, look at the difference between like my eyes. Okay, so this is my like favourite eyeshadow palette for kind of every day. This is the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette, and honestly it's so good. And this is kind of more on the higher end. So 2 eyeshadow palettes I would recommend, because I know not everyone wants to spend like £40 on an eyeshadow palette. It's ridiculous. Some palettes that I love are the Sofx Revolution palette. Honestly, Revolution is such a good drugstore brand. Like, if you just need to buy every single makeup product, I would recommend going to Revolution. They've literally got everything, and they're just so good and affordable. Like, this is the original Soph palette, and I think these are really good as like a starter palette, because you've got your neutrals over here, but you've also got the pops of colour. And this is like £10 as well, and mine is so battered. I've had mine for years. And then there's the Soph Extra Spice palette, which is like the second collab, and this one's kind of got more colours. As you can see, I absolutely love this shade, Cookie Dough. I used to use it on my eyebrows quite a lot, to be fair, instead of like a pomade or anything. But yeah, I adore both of these. I am going to be using my Violet Voss palette just because I love it. Now, some people do eyeshadow quite differently, but what I like to do is I will kind of take what it's called is like a transition colour, and it's basically like not a super dark colour, but it's a colour that will help you blend the dark colours. And I'm not going to do some like next level eyeshadow look. I'm just going to do like a kind of basic everyday glam one. So I'm just going to take the shade Transition, which is up here, which is the perfect transition shade, you know. And obviously I know this shade isn't going to be good for everyone. Like, if you've got a deeper skin tone, you will need to find a darker one. But like, this palette does have darker ones as well, which I like about it, because it's neutral and it would like match all skin tones. So I like to do this shape, so I'll literally put the shadow there and like put it here as well, like in the crease. And then I just like to subtly blend it out. And for this you want to use a kind of fluffy brush, and fluffier brushes help you blend it out. And because we want this shade to kind of be all over the crease, you don't have to worry about it being super neat. And if you just use like a bigger fluffy brush, it helps with the blending. And then use the smaller fluffy brushes for more precise stuff. Like, look how easy that blended out. So easy. I'm just going to do that on the other eye now to kind of match it up. And again, eyes are sisters, not twins. So don't be worrying about getting them looking perfect, because honestly I've never had perfect eyes. Okay, literally that's how easy it is. And then the next kind of step, if you want to do anything more than this, like I'm going to show you like kind of the basics of eye. More definition, you put a darker colour in like the crease and don't blend out as much. I don't know how to explain it. So for this, I think I'm going to take Are You Kitten Me, which is this shade here. And I've got like a more dense brush, but it's still got a lot of bristles, so I'll be able to blend. And literally my brushes, I don't buy expensive brushes really, like for my eyes. I think it was my 16th birthday, my mom got me some brushes, and they literally weren't much at all. There was like 30 brushes in the set, and like they're all still fine. I still use them. I wash them regularly, and like they don't shed. Honestly, I say if you go on Amazon or eBay, you can find some really good brush sets that are a really good price. Just look at the reviews to make sure that like they're good. I'll link some down below for you that I think are good. I can't remember the exact ones that I've bought, but I have bought quite a few. Once you've got your colour on there, and if you get too much colour ever, do that to kind of tap it and you'll see like a bit of smoke come up, and then that kind of means that you won't be going in with like a crap ton of stuff on your eye. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to place it where I place the other colour. I feel like you can't even see that one. Okay, scrap that. I'm going to take Brownie Points, which is the one at the bottom, and again tap it, and I'm just going to put that. You can see that one a lot more. I'm just going to put that here like that, and this kind of helps to give more definition, and because you've already got the lighter colour down, it helps to blend it as well. Like, it helps make it easier to blend. Like, look at the difference that has caused. Like, this eye looks so much more defined. I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. And if you're thinking that like the edges of your eye look a mess, like, don't even panic, baby girl, because I always go in and clean them up. Honestly, it looks so much better once you've cleaned your eyeshadow up. I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm only going to do one more kind of step on the eyeshadow, and I'm going to kind of show you a cut crease. Cut creases sound really scary, but all you need is kind of concentration and practice. So for a cut crease, you will need, where is my brush? Basically a really small flat brush like this, and to do for a full cut crease, you will literally go along your eye and like to the very end. I'm only going to do a half cut crease today. Half cut creases, honestly, they're so easy, and most of the time I will take concealer and kind of do the concealer in the shape of where I want the cut crease, and then I'll put the shadow over top, because then like obviously if I'm trying to put a light shimmery colour down here, then like, you know, there's brown underneath it. You can honestly do both, and I think tonight I'm just going to go in and put a shimmer down, because like a lot of people don't want to do cut creases every day. But yeah, if you ever want me to do like an in-depth cut crease tutorial, let me know. I'm just going to take the shade Ploof, which is like that shimmery pink, and literally I just like go here and I like wipe it, like you can literally see that. And honestly, I go in with shimmers just all over. Literally what I'll do is kind of follow the shape of my crease, and that's literally how you do a cut crease. It's literally like following the shape of your crease to like kind of cut it. I don't know how to explain that. And literally like I said, these shadows are so pigmented, like I didn't even need concealer, you know. I'm just going to do it on the other eye, and when I do cut creases I literally never look the same. Honestly, queen of consistency over here I am. And literally that is it. And what I like to do when I've done that is I would just go in with the big fluffy brush that I was using at the start, and I'll take whatever's left in it and kind of just like go over the edges to blend it so it's not just like a harsh line there. And there you go. There are the eyes. Now we're not fully done with them. I do, like I said, like to go in and cut them, and I'll honestly just put like a bit of makeup remover on a little cotton pad. Just go in and like kind of work out the angle I want it to be at. Like, look at the difference that has made. And this will help us as well with your eyeliner. Now, eyeliner is one thing everyone struggles with. I used to struggle with it a lot, but what I'm going to do now helped me so much. It's actually insane. So for eyeliner, you're going to need a very small angled brush, kind of like the one that you use for your eyebrows, but a little bit smaller. And this is a trick which I don't really see people do that often, but honestly this actually helped me so much. So obviously normally people would go in with like a liquid liner and do like the black, like, you know, wing, and then go in, and this can be really hard to kind of do neatly and not mess up. So first off, by us cutting that crease, we've already got the line there, and that makes getting the shape and the angle of your liner a lot easier. Now for shadow liner, you literally just need a dark eyeshadow. It doesn't even have to be black. Sometimes I use brown. So today I'm going to be using the shade Teddy Bear, which is next to Brownie Points. And literally it's so easy. All you do is dip in a tiny bit and then like do that basic line. You can see that. And then I like to just go into the eye, and there you got your wing. And I know that I'm making this look really easy, and it won't be easy for a while, but shadow line is so much easier to kind of clean up because you can blend it out, and then it kind of just gives you a smoky effect if it goes super wrong. Like, it's just so easy to clean up compared to normal liquid liner, which like you'd have to scrub at your eyes if you got wrong. So yeah, just going in, and then I like to kind of go a lot thinner towards the inner corner, and you want to, it doesn't really matter how far you bring it in. Some people like to bring it halfway across their lids. I like to bring it kind of down to here, and there you go, and just go in and kind of obviously fill in the sparse areas. I do go in and like clean up again just to make sure it's super like smooth and pointed, but literally look how easy that was. Obviously I've had so much practice, but shadow liner really does help so much. If you struggle with eyeliner, I recommend you do shadow liner. Honestly, like, game changer. I'm just gonna do that on the other eye. That's literally how easy it is. I'm just gonna like go in and clean that up just to make sure it's super sharp and pointed. Shadow liner, a game changer. I recommend it so much. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to my skin. So I don't do mascara until I've done like the lower lash line and like the eyeshadow on there. Honestly, I'm one of these people, I don't know if primer works. Strawberry Whip Pore Blurring Primer. The e.l.f. one as well is really good. I don't know where that is. I think it's at my dad's. Honestly, I just take like a tiny bit and I dot some on my cheek and some on my forehead. And then I just like to give that kind of a second to settle in. And you are going to want to make sure like your hair's out of your face. Also, can we talk about my earrings? The gummy bears. Aren't they so cute? I love them. I've ordered so many funky earrings. You're going to see so many. So, foundation. A lot of people finding the right shade hard. And honestly, I find it hard because I tan and then I go pale. And then like, honestly, I'm such a mess with my skin tone. But this one at the moment is a really good match for me. This is the Wet n Wild in shade Soft Ivory. Two of my other favourites. These don't match me at the moment though. The Maybelline 24 Hour Super Stay. Absolutely incredible. The best coverage. And I love the e.l.f. one as well. I think this is the e.l.f. Flawless Foundation. Yeah. Those are both amazing as well. And I've got kind of neutral to golden undertones. And if you don't know your undertones, honestly, look at your veins, like in your wrist or whatever. And if they're more like blue, then you've got more cool tones, and if they're more gold, then you've got more warm tones. I find that really hard though, because they always say that like if you tan easy, then you've got more gold tones. If you wear gold jewellery and it suits you better, then like you've got golden undertones. Sometimes I burn, sometimes I tan. I wear silver jewellery and gold jewellery. I am more neutral, and to be honest, I'm really good at telling on other people who are like golden and who are like more cool tone and stuff. I can't tell on myself. I think I am more neutral though. So I would just recommend kind of asking someone if you don't know, and there's loads of quizzes you can do online as well to kind of see. And yeah, you can always do swatches in store. Obviously with Corona, I don't think you can do that anymore. I haven't really been in a makeup shop, but you can do that I think. And yeah, that's all settled in that primer. And the only thing I don't like about this is like there's no proper applicator. It's like you have to do that. It's all about personal preference with how you kind of apply it as well. I like a really full coverage, but some people don't. I also like to use a brush for my foundation. I honestly, sometimes I use a brush, sometimes a beauty blender, but most of the time at the moment a brush. Honestly, I just feel like it depends on the foundation as well. Like some foundations work better with a beauty blender and some with a sponge. It literally all depends, and it's all about trial and error. Like just trying different things out. And this literally, I got it from some random cosmetic shop. I think it's like £2-3. And this is honestly such a good brush. I adore it. I just need to like clean it more often, because like obviously the more foundation in, the more likely it is to be spreading germs and giving me spots. This is why we like move our fringe. And obviously if you do use a brush, sometimes you do get kind of brush strokes, and you can go in with more foundation if you want. I don't think I am, because I've got some redness here, but I use concealer for that. And then what I do is whenever I put my concealer on, I always go over my entire face with this just to make sure it's all smooth and there's no kind of lines. Another thing to do is kind of bring it down to your neck to make sure it does properly match. And as you can see, I always like to match my foundation to my neck, like because my hands are way more tan, like my arms. Match it to your neck. That's like the best tip for foundation. As you can see, mine match, but I like to bring it down anyway just to make sure there's no harsh lines there. Now for concealer, you want to do one that's a little bit lighter, like a shade lighter than your skin tone under your eyes to help brighten and lift and make you not look like a zombie. Literally mine's running out so much, but literally just like put some here where you've obviously got like your eye bags, and I like to put some here as well. And there's a lot more places you can put lighter concealer, so put it here because you get a lot of redness around your nose. Obviously this is all optional. I like to put some down my nose and some here, like on your chin. And obviously these are all areas of my face I want to like kind of lift, if you get me. And then I go in with one that is kind of the same shade as my skin for my spots, which I've got so many spots at the moment. I don't like buying expensive sponges because I go through them so fast. I think it was just from like the body care maybe. And some concealers do dry really fast as well. Honestly, my favourites are drugstore. There's no point buying expensive concealers because like you go through them fast. My favourite ones are the Revolution Conceal and Define and the Collection Lasting Perfection. Honestly, both of those give such good coverage. If you're going to buy high-end anything, I recommend buying a high-end eyeshadow or lipstick because they last ages. Just want to go over your entire face to make sure everything is bright. So at this point, if you've got any cream products, then you would go in and put them on. But I'm not going to do any cream products today. I'm just going to go in with some powder. This is my Revolution Peach Setting Powder. This is really good. Honestly, it depends on personal preference. If you're a beginner at makeup, I recommend you go in with maybe a pressed one because loose ones can be a little bit fiddly if you don't like kind of know them. But I literally like to go in. First off, I go in under my eyes and put some there. Why is there like a bird being noisy? What is that, man? And then once I've got that kind of there, I just go over my entire face. And I like my makeup to be set down because I've got oily skin. And honestly, I do pack quite a bit on. Like my face looks powdery, but I sort that out. Now that's all set. And I just like to go in and wipe this off last to just make sure my eyes are super set. Now this is kind of down to personal preference, but I like to do setting spray now because my face is super powdery. And sometimes I use a mattifying one. This is just the I Heart Revolution Fixing Spray in Guava and Rose. This is really good. And just close your eyes and close your mouth and you do this. And obviously give that a second. I like to film my face because I'm impatient. I love this one. I also love the Body Shop ones. Those are kind of like the smaller ones. I think I've got 3 out of the 5 they have. They've got a mint one which I've got the Soothing Strawberry which is good for like red skin, and I've got the raspberry one which I think that's the glowy one. No, the glowy rose, that's it. Yeah. What I like about this one is it doesn't like spray your face or you're drenched. So it doesn't take ages. It's at this point that I'll go in and take that transition shade and just go and finish off the eyes. And honestly, I don't like to look like a raccoon. If I'm doing a simple look, then I will go in with a light shade on the like lower lash line. I literally like that to kind of bring the look together, and I know it looks kind of crazy. It'll come together with mascara. Okay, so this again is personal preference, but I like to do contour next. And I don't do contour every single day, but I thought I'd show you in this video. This is the only thing I've ever found that I love for contour. This is the Urban Decay, which I know it's bad. This is a really good like palette though. So you've got 5 creams, and then when you like flip it over, you've got powders. And I used all of this one up. This one like broke, but I have had this for like years. And they do like I think 2 different like shades to do a light and a dark. And for contour, I like to take kind of, oh I forgot to say, for powder I use just like a big powder brush. Like it's a big fluffy one because you don't want to be using a tiny one to like go over your entire face. Yeah, I like to use kind of, as you can see it's like skinny but it's fluffy. And I'll literally just go in, and everyone has a different face shape, but like you can kind of see, normally it's like where your like hairline kind of stops and your, I don't know how to explain it. Like I can see the line on me. It's just about kind of finding where it suits you and just look like very lightly brush it. You don't want to like look crazy. It's honestly just for like a little bit of dimension. Like you can see here like where the natural shadow is. You just want to like enhance that. Honestly, like the base for your bronzer as well. And a lot of people do nose contour. I'm not going to do nose contour. I'm not the best at it. I wish I was though. Okay, just make sure it's all blended in, but I find this is so good because it doesn't like need us to blend in. Alright, and next bronzer. Now, I go in with a lot of bronzer compared to a lot of people. This is one of my favourites. This Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. The CYO one is really good as well. This is £4. This is my favourite for ages, but I got this for Christmas and I love it. Really bad. I go in with the same brush for bronzer and blush, which I know that's bad, but my other brushes are at my dad's. And I just think because they kind of go in the same area, like, it works. Like, I can. Honestly, I use this brush, and to be honest, I should be using a more densely packed brush, but this brush means that like I can go in with really pigmented products and not look like a clown. So literally, you just want to go in where you just put your contour and bronze there, and you want to bronze where the sun would naturally hit your face. So I like to bronze around my forehead as well, and this kind of makes your forehead look a bit smaller. Make sure you like connect it as well, and then just go around like your entire forehead, and make sure you need to make sure it's blended because I've gone out so many times looking like crazy. And then obviously like along here. I also like to do a bit kind of on my nose to make it look a bit more sun-kissed. And I do a little bit down here as well to kind of enhance the effect of my jawline, which I don't have. That is it. I went in with so little bronzer because I didn't want to like scare people off. And this is one of my favourite blushes, but honestly there's so many good drugstore ones. I don't have any drugstore blushes, but I love this one so much. And literally just take a tiny bit. I've got the same brush. And if you don't know where to put blush, then like smile and put it like there. It's actually kind of like on top of the bronzer. Like with your cheeks, it's kind of like layering. It's like the contour, then the bronzer on top, then the blush, then the highlight on top. It's kind of like stacking. And I love blush on the tip of the nose. This isn't for everyone. It makes me look like a bit of a clown, but I love the effect. Some people put blush like on their chins as well, but I don't do that. Next, a highlight. Obviously highlight's not for everyone. You don't have to do highlight. I love the soap one. This isn't sponsored by Revolution or soap. Oh my god, why am I saying that? I've got like 60 subscribers. I honestly just love this. Like, it's got so many good shades. This is £8. It's like £1 per shade. And you want to highlight kind of here. And honestly for highlight, I use like a big fluffy eyeshadow brush. Like, this is meant to be an eyeshadow brush, but I use it for highlight. Honestly, I know, kind of bad, but it makes sure it isn't like super harsh and it's blended. I just like to go in and put it there, a little bit here, a little bit here on the chin, a little bit in the middle of the forehead, and then see, I'm always too lazy to get another brush, so this never works out. But like, yeah, there you go. And that is pretty much the face done. And you can go in with setting spray again because obviously it does get powdery with all these powders. This is my favourite mascara. Maybelline Lash Sensational. Kiko as well. Kiko always do really good sales as well, and the mascaras are like £4 sometimes. Those are bomb. But all of mine have run out and I wait for the sales. And I think everyone knows how to put mascara on. Literally just go. I always go in with the back of my lashes first. Like the side face and the eyeshadow, and then I brush them up and kind of wiggle. And honestly, half the time I do get it on my lid and on my eyeshadow. Like, if you do not panic. Like, see, I've literally got some there. Honestly, I'm not going to show you false eyelashes either because I'm terrible at those. I need a lesson myself.
Pins and needles in my foot.
Always the bit where you need to sneeze as well, so please try not to sneeze. Honestly, I haven't put loads of mascara on today because I'm not feeling it. I'm not to like look up or anything because that will go everywhere, but like mascara makes such a difference. Alright, now lipstick, and I know I still look quite crazy. It's because I haven't got lipstick on. Okay, so this is just an Avon lip liner, and I need to invest in more lip liners. I literally have none, but I honestly just like to go in, and I like to kind of extend the shape of my lips to make myself look like I've got bigger lips. And when you do this, you want to start at kind of the edge of your lips, like here, and like bring it out. Like that, because if you start at the edge, it helps you to kind of keep it balanced while still making them look bigger. And at the top, I always like to eliminate my cupid's bow as well. And there you go. And I do need to invest in more lip liners. Rimmel do really good lip liners actually, so look at Rimmel. And I'm using 2 MAC lipsticks. I don't actually shop in MAC anymore. The best lipsticks, Maybelline Colour Sensationals. I literally have half the shades of them. So good. Now I always like to go, I'm really extra, and I like to go in with a darker shade on kind of the outer part of my lips. Like that. It always makes such a mess when I do my lipstick. And then go in with a lighter shade in the middle, and this makes your lips look bigger again, but this isn't everyone I know. And blend that in. And there you go. This is kind of the naturals of makeup. There is more you can do. Like you can do obviously cream products. You can do like pencil liner in your waterline. You can do brow gel. There's so much more you can do. But this is kind of the basics and what I feel like would benefit people. Please let me know if this was any help to you. Give me some tips as well because I'm not the best at makeup. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.